Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Anything and Everything with Donna Lisa. I'm your host, Donna Lisa, and today's special guest I have with me is Britt Whalen. Britt, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for
and
having me.
Happy New Year. This is actually, I did promise you that last year. You would be my first podcast this year in 2026. So here we are.
Yay.
In February.
That's okay.
Like a month and a half later, but we're good. I'm going to do a quick intro to you, your background, what you do, and then we're just going to get into this casual conversation because I think you and I definitely can talk for hours. I know that much because we've had coffee together, we've been on phone calls, and now we're here recording it. Regular conversation.
Everybody missed out on those conversations.
I know, but now they're
going to try to recreate it for them.
Exactly. Okay, so Britt Whalen. And I also have to say, we have another special guest. What is your doggy's little name?
Bodhi.
Bodhi, that's what it is. So we have Bodhi here. I know none of you guys can really see him, but he's amazing and he's friendly, and he'll definitely be behind the scenes on social media.
Yeah, he's always at the events.
Very, very cool dog. Britt Whalen is a founder of La Critique, Vegas' CX authority built on earned credibility and a commitment to raising experience standards. Across 2 decades of work in luxury hospitality, sales, operation, and consulting, she helps organizations evaluate and improve real guest experience through research-backed CX principles and consumer psychology. A second-generation Vegas native, I did not know that about you.
Yeah.
Britt brings a high standards, real-world perspective shaped by one of the most demanding hospitality markets in the world. Welcome again.
Thank you.
And as we start this podcast, can you let me know what is CX? What does that stand
Customer
for?
Experience.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know that. Yeah. So you're not the first to ask.
Okay.
Don't feel stupid.
I did for a second.
No, don't. CX is a million growing into $1 billion industry.
Okay.
All across the world. And it's widely known as its own industry overseas. Like wildly known.
Yeah.
But here in the US, especially on the West Coast, it's like slow news.
Right.
It's wild.
Well, so CX, customer experience. What is the difference between customer experience and customer service then?
So CX is your umbrella in the industry. You have hospitality in that umbrella. Hospitality, as we all know, includes customer service and a whole load of other things, but it's just one branch. The overarching umbrella of CX is truly the entire guest experience.
Okay.
Every single touch point that the guest has with your brand is the experience as a whole. So consider that part of a customer's experience with a brand is how they initially find you. In most cases,
on the website,
it's on socials now, right?
That is true.
So the very first touch point is social media.
Right.
How is your brand portrayed on social media? Does it give the consumer a positive feeling or like, there's better options? Right. So that first capture, that first touch point, then we go into, how was it to book that thing or service or whatever? The booking process is a whole nother touch point. Did they nail it? Did they make me excited to come in and actually try the product or service? Or was it so terrible contacting them or trying to get a hold of them that like I never even want to fucking attempt it again? Right? Sorry, are we allowed to curse?
Yes, you are.
Great. Sorry, I should have clarified that before we started.
You're good.
So then once they're at your business, at your brand, whatever it is, then all the little touch points that happen while they're there on site is a whole other thing. And CX, there's 2 main questions that I like to focus on.
Okay.
At the end of a guest experience, 1, did the guest have a positive experience enough that they want to come back? And 2, did they have a positive enough experience that they want to tell their friends and family and refer you?
Right.
If we have yeses to both of those questions, we're golden, right?
Right.
Those are so important. It doesn't matter how many Google reviews a business has or how many fucking 5-star Yelp reviews. Like, all that shit is rigged. And if your guests are leaving feeling really good about their experience, They cannot wait to come back.
Right.
And they want to go and tell all their friends and family. That matters more than the reviews.
So, and I'm glad you said that because like one bad review can totally like make or break your company's reputation online. And it's sad that there are some people out there, you do know that, there are people out there that are purposely out there to just make companies fail. Mm-hmm. They come in and try to act like they have a horrible experience when they really didn't. And write a long, bad Google review. And then everyone questions, the credibility of the company. So,
yeah, so I got attacked on social media.
Did you?
It started in October last year.
Okay.
And it had nothing to do with my business per se.
Mm-hmm.
Yes and no. But people who I've never met, people from like overseas who have never interacted with me a day in their lives, were leaving me bad reviews on my Google page for my business.
About what? Was it about your company that they read, stuff they read about? Or that's weird because they've never interacted with you. So
this fucking influencer.
Oh, is an influencer? Okay. I'm sorry.
There was an influencer thing.
Yeah.
I hate it all.
And you kind of are an influencer, right? I mean, it just because you're on social media.
Yeah, but just because you're on social media doesn't make you an influencer.
Yeah.
Right? The definition of an influencer is that you are enticing and promoting a brand, enticing customers to go to that brand.
Okay.
Right? And that you have a relationship with the company that you are promoting.
Right.
In most cases, you have a relationship. Not all. But really, your words influence the way your viewers perceive that company, right? Or that product. It could be a product too. So for me, I don't think I fit in that because I critique businesses.
Right.
And then from a concierge perspective, I will just basically say like, hey, these are the events that are coming up locally and on the strip. And if you're interested, cool, let me know. I'll book it for you.
Okay.
I don't push people to certain things. There are restaurants, for example.
Right.
There's so much food and beverage content in Las Vegas that for me, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm not going to push people to certain businesses just because I think it's great.
Right.
But if a business earns it, like I did this one video on Smashburger.
Oh, really?
And the 16-year-old girl behind the counter impressed me so much.
Right.
I just wanted to shout out and say how amazing she was. Right? Like, I'm more focused on the customer service than the, hey, let's send everybody to this business so we can rescue it.
Right.
No, the majority of businesses in Las Vegas are failing.
Yeah, I keep hearing that. And do you think it's just because everything's overpriced? Everyone keeps talking about how everything in Vegas is overpriced.
Well, there's two dynamics to that. And it's like the strip and tourist pricing versus local.
Right.
And I do try to separate the two. I'd say that prices across the board, yes, they've all gone up. Inflation was a bitch,
for sure,
but I've seen gas prices come down.
Same.
Right? Like, that's amazing in my opinion, one less expense. But, and little things are starting to come down, groceries and whatnot. But businesses have locally, especially, have forgotten the magic of hospitality and customer service.
I see that. Yeah, I see it quite often.
What they're doing in most cases, not all, but in most cases, they're reaching out to those influencers and saying, oh my gosh, we need to hire you because we need more business and we just can't survive unless we get more customers.
Right.
And I'm sorry, there's a reason why you're not getting enough customers. Let's fix that before we go hire an influencer, have this big wave of customers come in that you can't even fucking handle.
Right.
Right? Like, so now we have this huge, massive wave of people coming to your business and
you can't service them correctly.
You're not prepared for it. All of the customer experience goes to shit and they never want to return. Right. They're like, this is not what I thought that this would be. It was nothing like the influencer said it would be.
Right.
So now consumer is like breaking trust with the influencer, and the business. Trust is broken.
So interesting that you bring up the influencers coming in and restaurants reaching out. It's like all the new hotels they're opening, they invite the influencers, right? Not just the celebrities. And now, how do you feel about, I've heard about this, influencers getting paid to do reviews? Because then they're not real reviews. They're not honest reviews, right?
I'd have to say it's mixed.
Okay.
I've had conversations via DMs and whatnot with several of the influencers around Vegas. So I know that some of them have really good intentions and other ones are just assholes.
Yeah.
And they're out for the money. And it doesn't matter what they say on camera because they're getting paid. And it's not just that they're getting paid from the business. They're getting paid
from the views. Or the likes, the engagement.
All of it.
So then how do you know who's leaving an honest review? Paid or not paid? I mean,
well,
because I don't go to all these restaurants. I see there's a lot of foodies out there in Las Vegas. And, and I know you're laughing because you know it's true. There's a ton of foodies out there. And they're promoting every restaurant in town. And it's like, okay, I personally can't go to every single restaurant. But if I do want to try something, is that a real honest review?
So I can say on TikTok, there is a really big divide between the honest food reviewers group and the influencers group. Big divide.
Okay.
And the consumers, the viewers, are really starting to pick up on it.
Yeah.
And they're seeing that the big mega influencers with millions of followers are not trustworthy.
Yeah.
They're not trustworthy. So then they actually go and purposely seek out what they call a micro-influencer.
Yeah, I've been hearing that term a lot too. And so a micro-influencer is what? Is it just less followers? Okay.
Yeah, they're like not as well known.
Got it.
They do it for pleasure, not for money, right? And they just love food. Right?
Yeah.
They are foodies.
They're real foodies.
And they do it as a hobby and because they love it versus... And the one thing I can say is if you are on TikTok or any social platform really, the honest reviews are always going to have at least one negative. At least one. Especially if they're reviewing something in Vegas.
Right.
Like it's astonishing.
I feel like Vegas is getting a lot of heat lately. Just like even from visitors, like tourists that come out here and they're like, oh my God, don't go to Vegas because they charge you this and that. And it's like at some point, sometimes I have to protect our city's, reputation to my friends from out of town. I'm like, think about it. You're paying for the experience, when you go to a hotel. But again, what's your take on it? Because I don't critique like you do, but I do want to know like your honest feedback on how you see Las Vegas and how all the strip properties and off-strip venues, treat tourists. Because tourists are now going off-strip, like Durango. There's a lot of hotels that are off-strip as well, and they can get the similar experience as they do on the strip.
You're so right.
Yeah.
I have been preaching this for a little while, that Vegas's leadership has failed. And I wholeheartedly believe that.
Leadership in the hotels, the hotel brands.
And the LVCVA.
Okay. Oh, with our bureau. Got it.
I don't know what these guys are doing.
To promote our city, you think?
It's not even to promote our city, right? But, I mean, it's a huge element of that, obviously. But, I mean, Bill Hornbuckle came out late last year and straight out said, maybe we did kind of mess that one up and we started charging people too much money. Even a Starbucks coffee being like $12.
Close to $10. I was going to say $10, but you're right, $12.
Maybe we didn't go about that quite right. And I'm paraphrasing, guys. I am not quoting him.
Right.
The other thing is, I don't know what the fuck is happening recently, but I've actually seen Bill Hornbuckle and a few of the other leaders speaking. And then I even saw Dana White recently talking about Vegas.
Yeah, I think he's getting involved in a lot of things locally.
But I don't know who's paying him.
Right.
Because all of them seem to think that there's no problem with Vegas and that we're doing great. And how can Vegas be dead? Because look at all these people.
Right.
No, y'all are out of touch with reality. You are not on the ground all the time like a lot of us are. You're not walking the floors. You're not seeing the casinos.
They're kind of empty. I noticed that.
And like they feel so eerie and it's so weird walking like down Fremont Street even sometimes. And it's like, nobody's here.
And they've cleaned up downtown a lot. Remember, I remember when I first moved into Vegas, and you're from Vegas, like when I first moved into town in 2007, you didn't want to go downtown. Then they definitely cleaned it up a bit, and it's still kind of struggling to, I think all properties, you know, I have a lot of friends in hospitality, so do you. They have said that, you know, some months in 2025 could have been better. Tourism was down or group business and all. That's what feeds us, right? The convention business has been a little bit slower as well.
In our prime year of Vegas tourism, I think it was like 2016, 2017, something around there. Conventions brought in like almost 15% of all of our tourism, right? Consider that compared to 2025, and we were down nearly 10% in tourism. That's like we almost lost every convention.
Right. A lot. Well, I was on that side planning for corporate groups, and when I did work at a DMC, that was the one thing a lot of groups said is we're pulling our convention or, you know, conference out of Vegas because of cost. And they would bring it to markets like Scottsdale. Of course, it's much cheaper there. Austin's another one that we heard. So, yeah, food and beverage costs are too high here. I feel like, so what's your take on, at one point, Vegas used to be the value city. Remember when everyone would come and get a steak, like steak and egg breakfast for $3.99? I think I still see some of those signs out of some of the local casinos, but you remember. So people wanted to come and have a conference here because it was affordable. And now
when Vegas outpriced corporate dollars, that should have been the biggest red fucking flag of the entire city. And our leaders should have seen that as a problem because this city leads in convention business.
100%.
We were the global leaders in that industry. And we brought in all that corporate money. And it's not just the money to book the convention spaces or booking the hotels. It was all the money that came with the people, where they would get, you know, $100 a day to go spend on food and beverage. And those were corporate dollars. So they didn't give a fuck. They'd be in the nicest restaurants. And then they'd pay whatever they
had,
you know,
F&B credits.
Yeah. And it was like people wanted to come to Vegas because they got all of those extra perks with their company to come out for the convention here. But we outpriced the corporate dollar. And these idiots are trying to say, I swear to God, Bill Hornbuckle literally just said this not even 2 weeks ago. Said 2026 has a record number of convention business booked currently, like today.
Okay.
I ran the convention calendar. I ran the data. I did all of the analytics for convention business in Las Vegas, booked January 1. And I wanted to know on January 1,
how many conventions came in.
What did we currently have booked on the calendar?
Donna,
do know. It's not higher. I'll tell you that. So where the fuck is he getting his numbers? I have no idea. Like,
that's a good question.
Is he stashing convention business in his back pocket that like nobody else knows about?
And I know I do hear from on the vendor side because, you know, I left like hotel sales and went to the vendor side. Just people that I know that are still like out there executing, like they're cutting hours. They were slow. Others not. People are cutting dollars spend on decor or extra rentals that now they're just sticking with what the basic hotel decor is and going back to the client or customer experience. everything now on the corporate side is experiential. So you want your attendees to come in and see not just a boring hotel ballroom. They want these experiences, where they have roaming entertainment or a performer or activation stations, right? So with all that going down, like no one's out there selling decor, then you're right. Like, where is all the business? Or are they just scaling back just on that additional stuff? And are all the companies still holding conferences and stuff? I do look at the convention calendar often, but I don't run the analytics like you do. So I can't.
I'm a big nerd.
No, but that's good. You're a numbers person.
The thing is, it's like, if I'm going to talk shit,
I'm going to get a lot of heat for this episode. I'm just joking. I have friends that all work for the LVCVA. So.
I better be able to back it up with numbers and facts and data. Like, I'm not a person who just talks shit to talk shit and get people hyped up that when it's fake. Like, no, I am true blue. I care about the truth.
Right.
If people don't like that, go do your own research. Mm-hmm. That's what I say.
So you honestly feel like the convention business has gone down a lot this year compared to last year?
Massively went down last year. I'm still, because we're only in the very starting of February right now. Month, yeah. I'm still optimistic for what could be booked throughout 2026. Mm-hmm. All of my data basically showed that we're not going to see a major increase in tourism this year. But we're not going to see a steady decline like we did last year. Mm-hmm. So,
were our numbers up from last January? Because I feel like a lot of people, just when I was out doing my regular sales calls for work and stuff, everyone was like, January's kind of slow for us on the vendor side. Again, and I'm not sure on the group side, with hotels booking and stuff.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Okay. I'd have to look back at January specifically to compare the 2 years. But I mean, the vibe for sure around town is that we were a little less busy for the month of January.
Yeah,
I just can't prove it.
Well, I heard it a lot from just people in the industry. So I'm like, okay, I guess.
Do you miss the days of planning all of those corporate functions and ballrooms and stuff?
Yes and no. So I do miss being there at the hotels. The cool thing about being on the vendor side now is that you don't just get stuck at one hotel. Right, and representing one hotel. You're at all the hotels. So you actually do get to see a lot of what goes on in town and who's busier and who's not. And I will tell you this, on the decor side, just going out and prospecting hotels, budget is a huge factor in why a lot of them are slower. Not going to mention any names, but the lower priced hotels that are in the local neighborhoods, like I don't know, some of the Boyd Gaming properties that are lower tiered, some of the stations. My friends there, busy. Slow summer months where everyone on the big resort properties on the strip, and they're like, oh my God, it's so slow and blah, blah, blah. And it's a lot of them on the strip. You go to those lower tiered properties, they're booking corporate groups that are budget conscious. And they're like, oh yeah. And these are like not little association groups, because the corporate groups are the ones that are the moneymaker. But again, we love all business, guys. Don't take my word like I'm bashing any kind of group business that goes to the lower tiered properties. But budget is the thing. So these corporate groups that used to, and association groups that used to be on the strip properties, they've moved and they've gone off strip.
So it's not just budget, though. Mm-hmm. I want you to think about value. Okay?
Yes, value.
Because a lot of these smaller independent properties, or even like the Boyds, stations especially, they're all starting to do upgrades and renovations.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that. A lot of my friends work there too.
They're switching up the game and they're taking the competition right away from those big players.
Right.
Because that's smart. That's the smart thing to do because now those consumers can afford them.
Right.
And they're nice. They're nice places.
I have a friend that works in catering at the Tuscany. Dated hotel. Cute.
I was there last night.
Okay. And so it's an all-suite hotel. And so this was a week or two before F1. Yep. She's like, yeah, we have the entire, I'm not trying to say a lot so you guys can go steal her business, but they love that property. Why? Because it's literally around the corner from the paddock and it's an all-suite property and they don't have to pay the crazy rates and they can house their entire team right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're staying, like F1, they're all staying at the Tuscany, not the bigger,
The
expensive resorts.
ballroom I was in last night for an event had a patio for like
I like that
smoking
ballroom
section.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm not a smoker, but like
Right.
that's a huge perk. Not all
Right.
these conventions have patio spaces where you
Or
can go smoke.
they have to hike a mile or longer to. I
Yep.
mean, that was the biggest thing that a lot of clients used to complain about when I did work on the Strip, and I would tell them like, "Hey, excuse me, you can't smoke here in the." They're like, "Really? We're not in the ballroom. You have to go to the casino or outside." And they're like, "Well, that's a long hike, and
Yeah.
you know, it sucks." But if you want to smoke and you want to be at a big property, that's what you're going to deal with. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I like that property though, Tuscany. Shout out to Debbie over there and her team.
There's a really cool Elvis impersonation
Yeah.
show over there that I saw.
Yeah.
I think it's called All Shook Up.
Did you watch
man.
the show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I critique everything.
I love that.
I'll go and critique
Yeah.
shows.
Okay.
I'll critique hotel rooms, shows, any kind of experience, anything with a ticket, anything with a reservation.
So I saw that you recently posted a client hired you to do their check-in, which I did not know that was part of your service. And I kind of like that. So you checked in for them at the hotel and you went into the room and you recorded it and you checked everything. And I was like, that's a cool service to provide for people, right? What do you do in the event that you're there checking the hotel room and it's just not up to your expectations? And do you immediately go down and go, hey, this is unacceptable. Let's get them another room? Or
So before I go into that, let me explain. I have two very different services under my La Critique brand.
Okay.
The first service is my critiquing, consulting style service where I can go and critique any type of experience ever, provide that audit back to the business owner. The second side of my service is a premier independent concierge.
Okay.
So you are referring to the concierge service.
Yes.
And I just want to clarify that for listeners.
No, thank you.
The concierge service is totally taking off because that video you're talking about, I had over 100,000 views on it.
That's awesome.
Which was my
That was my next question is...
That was my most watched video of all time.
Because I don't think people realize that's the service that is provided.
Yeah, well, it's not. Okay. The only way that a guest coming to Las Vegas can get that level of service is if they're in a villa somewhere with a butler. So that particular service, I actually use that language that I am a butler concierge. So when a tourist is booking me, they will book me per day that they're here.
Okay.
It's a daily rate for however many days they're here. And it will include hotel room check-in. I audit the room to make sure it's ready for them. I make sure that when I get there right at check-in time, that they're getting the requests that they want.
Right.
High floor, low floor, near the elevator, away from the elevator, strip view, not strip view, like whatever it is, I want to make sure that they're getting it.
Okay.
And that they're happy with their room. So it's really cool because a lot of people arrive late at night. Or flip side, they arrive super early in the morning and they have to wait until check-in time.
At 4 o'clock.
Then by that time, they're off doing fun shit. They don't want to have to stop and go back to hotel check-in. So guess what? There I am doing the hotel check-in. And depending on where they're at and what they're doing, I'll take their keys to them.
That's awesome.
Or they'll meet me in the lobby sometime later that night.
Right.
And I'll pass the keys off to them.
That's
or
awesome.
I'll escort them to their room, give them a little tour of like, where's your ice machine? Where's this? How do I get that?
I love that.
And then on the flip side, I do shopping for them. So prior to their arrival, they send me a shopping list and we do a Walmart pickup order.
Yeah.
I just go pick everything up and take it to their room and make sure it's all there so that they can kind of have this survival food and beverage options or whatever items that they want that they don't want to pack.
Right.
There we go. Done.
And wheel in, like you see all those visitors where they're coming in with their coolers for the weekend.
Waters,
and stuff. Yeah.
all of that stuff, you know? A bottle of water in some of these
$20
hotel
or so.
room. Yeah.
I know, I've heard. I've seen the TikTok videos on that.
Oh my gosh.
It's insane. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you offer that. So, and thank you for clarifying the concierge side and your consulting side. So, Did you get a lot of new clients off that video?
Yeah.
You got a lot of views off it, but you did.
That
awesome.
one and the personal shopping.
Okay.
So,
I didn't see the personal shopping video. I got to go look at that one.
Yeah.
Where were you shopping?
I do luxury personal shopping, but it's, I shouldn't even mention it really too much because some of these luxury stores are psycho.
Oh, you mean the staff or?
Their policies. Their policies are psycho.
Like meaning you couldn't go over there and pick something or buy something for a client? Were they really?
I have had to pretend to be a family member or a whatever just to be able to go in and make a purchase because they will not allow personal shoppers. They won't allow.
I thought that was the thing though for high-end clients. Like a lot of the high rollers, they have they don't go shopping for themselves sometimes.
Right?
Yeah.
You would think.
So they don't. Oh, interesting.
It's only certain stores.
Okay.
And then on the flip side,
policies. Okay.
If I go and do like a pickup and they don't have my name already there, I mean, there's just no way they'll even talk to me.
Really?
Yeah. Like, it's strict.
Okay.
Very strict. So, it's a fun thing. I like doing it. I don't shop in those stores personally. I never really have. I mean, maybe here and there once or twice.
You need to shop there so that they know who you are. I'm just joking.
Eventually, they'll know who I am. I'll be making all these purchases every year. Britt, we never see you wearing any of this shit. What's going on?
Why are you buying it? No, that's cool, though. I like that you provide that service because it's definitely helpful, especially for the busy corporate person who's going from meeting after meeting and then has this pop-up dinner, right? So they need you to probably go pick up, something nice to wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a lot of people will even contact me if they don't live here and they're not coming to Vegas. I'll go pick up their luxury items because they live in a city that doesn't have any of these stores like we're so fortunate to have in Las Vegas. And I'll ship it to them.
Oh. That's something I never thought about is you're right. There are a lot of places that don't have all the stores that we have.
Yeah. And
we're spoiled here.
Sometimes in Vegas, we get these specialty items too in those luxury stores that are not available in any other location. So they want that specific Vegas item, not available anywhere else in the world, just in Vegas.
Right.
But A, they're not coming here anytime soon. And B, they don't have the store where they live. So they send me, I go pick it up and I ship it to them.
Nice.
Yeah. It's pretty
cool. Is there a service that you don't do or that you won't do?
I won't buy drugs.
Okay. I have heard so. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, sidebar. Funny that you mentioned that because when I worked at hotels, and whatever, people can make their own opinions. But, there's always those, are they called concierge? Just the high rollers where they have a personal concierge at the hotel that gives them whatever they need.
You're talking about the butler.
Is it the butler? But they're okay. So there was I can't remember which property, but I had a friend that worked there and they're like, yeah, these high rollers sometimes 3:00 in the morning, they're calling because they want this, and that. And I have heard just on record that sometimes drugs is something that.
Yeah, drugs are pretty popular of a request.
Yeah, crazy.
Though I've had clients come with their own drugs too, and they've offered them to me. I'm like, I'm cool, thanks.
Yeah.
But
that's funny.
Vapes, I'll go and buy vapes, for example. That's not a big
Stuff
deal
that
to
you
me.
can legally buy, yeah.
Things I can legally buy,
right.
I will go buy.
Okay.
Anything illegal, that's where I draw the line personally.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are some people that just, what do you say to a high roller that's feeding money to your hotel, right? No. I've heard a lot of friends have had to, I know you say no, but yeah. And then the parties that they throw, I've heard all those stories too from all of my friends who had to clean the rooms and whatnot or just, service them. And yeah, I've heard a lot of stories.
I'm just glad I don't have to do any room cleaning because I don't want to know what's happening in those rooms after a party.
Talking about
late
wild
night
parties, yeah. In Vegas, there was a wedding venue that I worked at right before the pandemic shut everything down. And there was a wedding party there. Nice young couple and the whole wedding party. And the planner was like, okay, the groom and his, entourage, they're in there getting high. And I'm like, okay, that's great, but he's about to walk down the aisle and we need him to, So it was wild. The entire party, I'm like that. It was definitely something that you would see out of a movie. About Vegas.
What's the craziest request you've ever gotten, do you think?
I've never had a crazy request. I've heard of friends having crazy requests where some of the, there's casino marketing people. That's what I was trying to, the casino marketing. The host, yes.
Got it. Okay, not the butler,
one of
the host.
The hosts was asked or kind of forced to go to dinner with a high roller and went. And then it turned into a second day. And then it was like, okay, at some point, no, this is not part of my job. But like, where do you draw that line when you're just a casino host as opposed to you being his date, having to go on a date with him?
I do feel bad for some of our casino hosts here in Las Vegas. Yeah. I feel like they are not compensated the way that they should be. Many of them, not all of them, but many of them.
Right.
And they work insane hours. They are expected to bend over backwards for the ultra high net worth guests who are coming here to game. And I think that there's a lot of pressure in that and a lot of stress.
Yeah.
They're expected to make the sun and moon move into places that they're not meant to be in, right? So my heart goes out to some of them on that front.
It's a tough job. It's definitely a tough job. I knew a few people that did that, and I never realized how hard it was. Let me tell you,
I don't know if you recall this, but it used to be that like with MGM Resorts, you could just like call the restaurant directly.
Right.
Any of those Bellagio, Fountain View restaurants, you could just call the restaurant directly and ask the hostess, hey, what do you have available for this day and time for this many guests?
Right.
I desperately need your help to make this happen. Like, you can't even do that anymore.
I know.
They won't answer the phone.
It's all system.
All centralized.
System.
It's a terrible CX
And it's like,
thing.
how do you fix that? Because you're absolutely right. That's not the first time I've heard that. And I myself have tried. When I worked on the hotel side, having the number for certain restaurant. Of course, there's like citywide restaurant group dining departments, right? And how many times you have to press a number to get to a live person, but it takes forever. Then you're leaving a message and you don't know if anyone's ever going to call you back. So then you physically have to go walk down there if it's in your on your property and wait until they open for lunch. And
so that is one of the things that I've critiqued.
Okay.
Is your phone experience. Right. It's a whole experience. Is your guest going to be frustrated over the phone, having to press all those buttons and having to figure out which one is most suiting to my situation? And was I able to actually talk to a human or not? Right. So I actually consult on that side and provide the company back with that feedback to say, hey, we need to streamline this and make it easier so that there's less confusion and frustration. But when it comes to booking those reservations, because I'm doing it often, I am on the phone or on the website all the time booking dinner reservations, and it's a pain in the ass, and I hate it.
So how do we fix that? To stop pressing 10 different buttons to keep getting routed to the front desk operator, and you're like, can you please transfer me to this? Or
we're going to circle back.
Because I've been there.
We're going to circle back real quick on convention sales. Being overpriced for corporate dollars.
Right.
Well, when I worked at Bellagio catering sales, guess what would happen? Convention group would call in inquiring about the space and availability and wondering, like how much food and beverage minimum it would be, etc. Well, sales girl would pitch a number, like an estimate. It'd have to get approved by the director.
Right.
The director, if he didn't like that number, was going to say to the sales, associate that, no, you lowballed us. We need more. Right? So there was like this weird fucking approval process that these catering managers and sales managers weren't able to just freely sell. Right? They didn't have the authority. Right?
Yeah, there were a lot of approvals.
All of this authority bullshit.
Right.
Within these big monster companies is getting out of control, right? Yeah. So I'm going to revert back to these phone systems that it's all about the leadership. It's this authority bullshit that nobody with a fucking brain has the authority to make changes. They have to run it up the whole freaking ladder to make something happen.
There's a lot of layers.
It's bullshit.
And I will say this, working on the hotel sales side, and you have a VIP client for a large group that you're booking, right? Like 200 rooms a night for a whole 4 days. And just to get a VIP request, it made me realize how much the casinos value the high rollers that are feeding into the property, right? Because that's how we make our money. Just getting approvals for your corporate VIP who's booking 200 rooms a night for 4 nights, which is 800 room nights, and over the high roller to get that suite. And the suite's going to be comp because, they're looking at it like, well, how much money are they dumping into the casino? It's going to basically pay for that suite as opposed to us giving it to your VIP client, and yeah. And they're also paying a food and beverage. So that whole battle, that was tough being on the group sales side because you're like, well, this is all that I need to get this contract signed. Their top VIP just wants a free complimentary suite or a suite at the group rate.
Yeah.
Don't charge them, $1,000, whatever. But, oh, no, we can't because that night we have a high roller coming in and that room is reserved for them. So, yeah.
It's a pain.
It's a pain.
It's a pain.
Yeah.
If more sales...
A lot of approvals.
If more sales managers had autonomy and authority to just fucking sell...
Right.
I can't tell you how much busier Vegas would be. Guaranteed.
You think it's partially why I know a lot of them are just trying to get more money out of the clients too, but, they just want to make their numbers, right? But I feel like with what we keep hearing that Vegas is dead. I don't think it's completely dead. I think we do have business, but could we be busier? 100%.
So when I worked at Hakkasan Corporate, I was doing group sales for 9 different restaurants.
Okay.
Holy fuck. I was the only sales manager on that team overseeing all 9.
Wow.
And every inquiry that was 10 or more people was required to come to me. So I'm so grateful. I was never having to do outreach for those inquiries. I was just a catcher. Oh, thank God, because that's if you can just be a catcher, you're doing something right. Yeah. I remember what made that role so awesome and what motivated me as a sales manager to actually sell more wasn't even my commission rate. It was honestly that I had the autonomy and authority to quote and to book. That makes such a world of difference.
You didn't have to get approvals from your director. And
there were for buyouts. Yeah. I always had to get an approval for a buyout.
Right.
But
regular group business, it was fine.
I cannot tell you, I never got a no for any of my buyouts. Awesome. Because I'd quote it so high to the client, that when I went to my manager or director, they were like, you sold it for what?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you want it? They're like, yeah, we want it,
That's awesome.
It's really unfortunate how sales managers just don't have that. And we need to change that in Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that nobody has that, but it's not as common anymore.
Well, you have to definitely present your piece of business all the time, business review meetings. It's like, hey, I have this piece of business. And if someone has something better over the same dates, they'd kick it off, unfortunately. It's tough. It's definitely tough. I've been on that side and I've been on the other side, as a vendor, just seeing how many events are coming through and how many events need decor, entertainment, and it's slowly declined. I think this month I did notice it was a little bit slower.
What has been your favorite role in hospitality as a whole?
Events? They're just
in events.
I want to say I love sales. I do love sales. My favorite role is more the business development, going out and building relationships with clients. Just nurturing the relationships because over long term. Over time, they keep coming back if you treat them well. And I'm not a transactional salesperson. I say that to everybody. I will say this, that corporate mold, I wasn't very successful in it when I worked in hotels, and I was wondering why. And it's because I'm a relationship builder. And I don't fit that corporate mold. And like any of my ex-bosses from hotels, if you know, you'll know, because I was always like, oh my God, they're like, Donna, your numbers. And I'm like, well, I can't just do the script. I want to get to know people. And, so anyway, I'm a relationship builder. I'm not a transactional salesperson. I need to build a relationship and a rapport with that person so that they keep coming back. Or immediately that corporate group in New York, if they are doing another event in Vegas, they're immediately going to call me. It doesn't matter what hotel I worked at. They're going to go, I need to go see Donna. So thank you for LinkedIn starting, because that's how a lot of them would find me and follow me. And to the point they would keep my personal cell and reach out to me that way every time they were in town. It's hard if you are just like you and I, right? We have this cool connection. If I had to go off this script all the time to talk to you, like it'd be boring. You wouldn't want to buy from me. You can immediately tell it's not genuine. And no disrespect to how they trained us there, but there was a script. They're like, you have to ask this question and these right probing questions. And I felt like it was like, okay, checking off a list, but it wasn't genuine enough. And so for me and my clients who know me and meet with me, like, you and I had like a 2-hour coffee meeting?
Yeah.
And most people in sales are like, hey, you've got to do 5 to 6 or more appointments a day. Just do the drop-offs, meet your clients and say hello. What's up with these long 1.5 hour lunches? And to me, 1.5 hour is actually not long when you're building a relationship. It's perfect. So we had a 2-hour coffee meeting.
Yeah, but it wasn't a meeting in my mind either.
Yeah, that's true. It was kind of like hanging out.
Like,
and I think that's my problem is I like to just, it's like a hangout with my friends when I meet clients.
So there's this guest experience I had with a car dealership here in Las Vegas. And this hones in right into what you were just saying. And why it's so applicable to any industry. It's not just hotels.
Any service industry.
Right? Any business with a customer, which is all businesses, right? This is so applicable because a car dealership, I went in, I was young.
Were you buying a car?
I was buying a car.
Okay.
I mean, this was over a decade ago.
Okay.
And I was going to trade in my old car and buy a new car. And I think it was like the first time I had done it, like for me. I met he was like the finance director at the time. And so he was running my
credit,
the finance,
stuff,
and all of that stuff. And he and I immediately clicked.
Okay.
I mean, he made me feel so comfortable and just at ease. And he was like cracking jokes.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it was so much fun that like I almost didn't want to leave. Like I was having such a good time, just hanging out in his office.
That's awesome.
It was amazing, right? Well, here's the trick. I've purchased every other car from him that I've ever owned since.
Wow.
I've followed him to other dealerships. And he is now one of my closest friends.
Yeah, because of the way he made you feel. It wasn't like he wasn't that typical used car salesman. Or just try,
Like legit, he's one of my closest friends.
That's awesome.
Like we just click. We're so alike in so many ways. And like I'll follow him to any fucking dealership. It doesn't matter. I'll buy every single one of my vehicles from him because that's the only person I want to deal with.
Well, and you know that aside from the connection, he's going to take care of you if there's an issue with a vehicle.
Yeah. And there's trust when you have a long-term relationship with any person. It's always a foundation of trust. And trust is the ultimate pillar for CX.
Yes, 100%.
Which is why social media is going to continue trending on a downward spiral because consumer trust is breaking right and left. People don't know what to believe. They don't know if it's AI. They don't know if it's a lie. They don't know if they're...
AI is insane right now.
Gosh. Oh, gosh.
Have you seen, all the videos that come out, and it's crazy on being on the design side of things, right? When you're doing all this decor and stuff, clients will come and go, hey, here's my inspiration. And perfect example, I was just talking to somebody about it. It was drape. Okay. So I worked in the drape industry for quite a few years and they're like, well, this is what I want as a backdrop. And it's in the middle of a freaking desert. And I'm like, how are you how are you rigging this? There's no hardware. It's literally just drape hanging in the desert. And I actually told the client, I said, do you realize that this photo is AI generated? She's like, no, I saw it on Pinterest. Right. But logistically, this setup cannot happen in the middle of the desert. How is the drape hanging? You've got to anchor it hard. Just believe me. And she's like, no. I'm like, ma'am, I've worked with drape for so many years. There's no possible way. Even, my son's in the industry and I showed him and he was like, yeah, how are you going to rig that? I'm like, right. So AI is giving people, especially on the design side for events, right? It's given them all these ideas of, oh, we can do anything for my event. But no, you can't. Sometimes the photos, logistically, you can't make it work.
Yeah. Absolutely not within the budget.
Yeah. Yes,
I'm still of the belief that just about everything is possible, but money's got to be unlimited at that point. You know, you got to expand your budget and I can make the moon fall, I'll do any and anything to make my clients happy, but you got to pay.
Yeah. So sorry, I kind of digressed. You said AI and I was like, oh my God, I got to bring up AI. So you think social media is on a downward trend?
No, let's get off social media.
Oh, okay.
I'm done with that. Let's take it. I think AI in hospitality is a fantastic topic to transition to if you want. From the phone calls that we mentioned earlier, that's all AI, right?
Yeah.
There's
chatbots on the websites.
Chatbots on the website. Uh-huh. Also, in-room dining.
Yeah.
Robots are delivering.
Oh, yeah. Butler robots too. I've seen that. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I hate it all.
Do you think AI is going to take over? I personally don't think it's going to take over the guest experience. Just in our roles, right? I don't think it's going to take over that. People don't think that AI is going to take over the live event space because people do need to be in person. They tried to do virtual stuff and the numbers weren't there.
Yeah, virtual conventions were proven not as efficient or successful as in-person conventions. And that was all proven during COVID, right? So I don't think that AI will take over conventions actually happening in person. I think that what's ultimately going to happen are these years where convention leadership is going to try to implement all these cool, quoted cool AI initiatives into streamlining some of these conventions, even doing a virtual keynote speaker. Right? With one of those hologram type things.
Oh, kind of like what they did at Coachella where I remember that.
Some of it's good. Some of it's not so good. Some of it's just weird as fuck. And people tune out.
Do you think that people would prefer to see a holographic image for a keynote speaker or the actual person on stage? I prefer to see the actual person on stage, but I don't,
I think it varies per person.
Okay.
The majority would rather see it in person because it's not about even how the attendee is seeing it physically on the stage.
Right.
It's the potential opportunity to go up and introduce yourself afterward.
That's right. And that's the reason why I like that in person. Yeah.
That is the value of being in person. I just traveled all the way across the country and I can't even have the opportunity to potentially go and get a book signed or get whatever it is, ask a question to the keynote speaker. I can't go shake a hand. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
How much did you pay that asshole to show up on a TV?
On a TV screen. I could have been at home just watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost offensive.
Yeah. So some people like it.
There's a lot of consumer psychology happening in all of these touch points. Right? So anytime we're looking at customer experience, it's okay, what is the guest actually experiencing and what is it doing in their brain? And how do the two connect? Is it positive or negative?
Right.
How can we divert? How can we change it? How can we make it a positive? And then we take it from there. But convention business, if we can't bring the value back to it, we're going to continue losing out to all of our competitor cities now. The ones you mentioned, but also Orlando is...
Orlando used to be neck to neck with Vegas on convention business. I do remember that. And I've lost some business to Florida. Orlando especially, just because the food and beverage costs were cheaper.
Yeah.
You know, but we do have the newer properties. Everyone does say that. You guys have all the new, fancy properties. So they
Fountain
like
Blue
that.
is my favorite.
Is it?
Oh, I love Fountain Blue.
What's your favorite restaurant there? Do you like to dine there? Or
I do like dining there.
What's your favorite restaurant?
At Fountain Blue so far, because I haven't been to all of them.
Okay.
So
Neither have
far,
I.
Poppy Steak.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because it's fun.
Okay.
Like,
it is a fun experience, yes.
Not
the
only-
girls dance on this.
it's fun,
Yeah.
but it's not just about the food. It's about the
Experience.
the whole thing, right? I also really enjoyed Mother Wolf.
Yeah, they have good food there too.
Their cocktails are out of this world.
Yeah. What's your favorite restaurant off the strip?
I hate that question, Donna. No offense.
But there's a lot of great restaurants that are off strip.
Yeah, but like, what's your favorite is just, it's too broad almost. Like,
Because see, as a local, you service a lot of your clients on the strip. I prefer not to go on the strip if I don't have to.
you know which restaurant really impressed me recently? I'm not sure it's my favorite yet.
Okay.
But one that really blew my
With
mind.
service?
Both.
Okay.
Because in order to blow Britt's mind, you have to have
Good food.
quality food that's unique, that's like memorable,
Okay.
right? And you have to
amazing
have
service.
the service, the hospitality. You have to have both in order to impress me.
Well, I'm curious.
This
Where is
restaurant
this?
impressed me, and it doesn't happen very often. Bar Bohème.
Where
It's
is that?
downtown
Oh, okay.
in the Arts District.
Huh.
So parking is pretty reasonable.
Right.
Right? Like to access and get to.
Okay.
I didn't have to park far.
Nice.
This restaurant is partially owned, managed by
Okay.
a chef named James Trees.
Okay.
And Chef Trees now has multiple restaurants. He
Wow.
also, the sister restaurant is Esther's Kitchen.
Okay.
And now he recently just opened High Steaks at the Rio
Okay.
on the rooftop.
Oh, where Voodoo Steak used to be?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I haven't been there yet, but I'm going. Anyway, I don't know Chef Trees yet, but I'm told.
Chef, if you're listening.
I know.
She wants to meet you.
I know. Chef fan. So I'm told Chef Trees keeps an incredibly clean and tight kitchen.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sorry, like that is so important.
100%.
If you can't have a clean, tidy kitchen
Right.
that like operates tightly, how's your front of house going to be?
Right.
So restaurant owners, chefs all across the city, please listen to this. If your kitchen is chaos, I guarantee your front of house is chaos.
too. That is true.
So
I've heard that.
if you can fix the behind the scenes, I promise you can fix the front.
What was your favorite dish there that you had? Obviously, the food was amazing.
You know, it's funny. The dish that stands out to me that like I'd go back and get wasn't even one I ordered.
Oh, it was somebody else that was with you ordered it?
Yeah, my friend ordered the French onion soup.
Oh, okay.
And I traditionally have never really liked French onion
Right.
soup, like ever.
I like it. It's not like my ultimate go-to soup, yeah, but and it was great. What was
I
so
still
great
think
about
about it.
What was so great about it?
I don't know.
The flavor, or the like, just is that where they have cheese in it too on top?
They like do the
Yeah.
cheese melted over the side. I liked the presentation.
Okay.
It was in a really cool like cauldron-like bowl.
Yeah.
And obviously the melted cheese,
Right.
all of that. But the soup itself, the flavor of it
Was good.
was so just, I don't even know how to describe
Was it different from other French
That's the
onion
thing.
soups?
I don't know.
Because you don't know really that's so
Because
funny.
every other one I've ever tried is like,
Right.
like how can you eat that, you know? But like this, I wanted to keep
Right.
taking bites of my friend's dish. I was
That
like,
is so
I'm sorry,
funny.
I'm going to quit
Your friends
now.
like, eat your own food.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
and then Jonah over there,
Uh-huh.
or Jonah,
Is that the server? Was that the server?
Jonah or Jonas?
Okay.
I think it's Jonah. Jonah is the beverage manager
Oh, okay.
or beverage director.
Mhm.
And he has designed the entire bar program at
Oh.
not only Bar Bohème, but also
Okay.
at Petite Bohème, which
Okay.
is like their little I don't want to call it like a casita, but it almost reminds you of that. Like you have the restaurant and then like in the backyard is this little petite bohème bar. Okay. And it's just a bar. They don't really serve food there.
Oh, you know what's crazy? A friend of mine was helping him sell it. It's a little.
Oh, really?
That name sounds very familiar. And she was thinking about. She's like, you need to host one of your events here for Heels and Handshakes.
Oh, they have a great patio space.
That's what she was saying. Yeah, I have not been there, and it was last year. She told me that. So thank you for that. I got to take a trip down there.
Yeah. Cool. Yay.
Very cool.
Anyway,
awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. What is it that you like to do for fun on the weekends besides go to restaurants and critique them?
Yeah. My personal time is interesting because even if I do go out for like a personal dinner or personal time at the movies or a personal outing of any kind, a baseball game, I'm always critiquing. Like part of my brain is always critiquing. I was just going to ask if
you're constantly in critique mode,
or even just like analyzing the experience as a whole. Like, could I sell this as a concierge? Like, could I recommend this place? You know, I'm always looking for those details, even in my free time. But the thing that detaches me from work the most is hiking with Bodhi.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Being out in nature is our thing. We love it. And he's such a good hiker dog. Like, he hikes better than most people.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's awesome. How often do you guys go hiking? With your busy schedule?
Once or twice a month we try.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not this last month because he's injured, but yeah, we try to get out there as much as possible.
No, I love that. I love that you guys you stay active as well, aside from running around on the convention space or in the hotels.
Well, one of the things I do as part of my butler concierge is guided hikes. So
I didn't know that.
Because I'm so familiar with all of the hikes, especially in Red Rock area, any of my clients who want to go hiking, I will take them on a guided tour up there so that they don't get lost or they don't know.
Get tourists that get lost.
And I can cater it to like their level of abilities and So.
Very cool. Well, thank you. I know we're coming up on our hour.
I know. We've been talking forever.
I know. We can literally talk for like hours, but
what do you like to do in your free time?
Work. No, just joking. On my free time, this is actually, thank you for pushing me and reminding me to do this because this is what I really like to do on my free time is record a podcast and get to know people that that I find interesting. I haven't done it last year. Well, I did 3 episodes last year. So it's just time for me to get back. And I enjoy that because I've been finding myself last year I was working a lot on the weekends and I need to do more of stuff that like just I enjoy this year. So that's what I'm doing. And we talked before the new year. My goal, I was supposed to be posting daily. That was my new goal. Here we are in February, like literally close to the middle of the month, and I haven't I posted 1 video. I started my YouTube channel because I'm like, that's what we need to start doing, and work got busy. CES.
Everybody did sober January or dry January.
I did do that. I did complete that.
I did dry January, but from social media.
Good for you.
Like, I think I maybe posted 1 video the whole month of January, but like, I didn't go on it even. Like, I just took a break.
Sometimes you need a detox. Like, at some point, it's like, okay, it's too much because I love it, I enjoy it, and I like to catch up with everyone, but creating the content is a lot. It's one thing to just have stuff to post, but when you're actually trying to create a content and actually engaging content, right? It's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that happens on the back end that you have to think about.
So you like podcasting in your free time?
I do. I can talk to people all day long. My husband says that. He's like, God, you can talk to strangers. And I'm like, yeah, I just like, my best friend, she comes from California and visits me and we're at a restaurant. She's like, do you really have to talk to strangers all the time? I'm like, look, that could be my next client.
You love people though.
I do.
But that's why you and I vibe.
I love nice people. Mm-hmm. I don't like assholes.
Yeah.
Because we do come across a few of them in this town. So, yeah. But thank you for taking time out today and bringing Bodhi with you. This was fun. We got to do it again.
I'm down whenever you want. I'll come back.
Last thing is, is there a daily affirmation you like to start your day off with, or do you have a daily routine?
So, last year, I would listen to an episode of Coach Payne's podcast every morning.
Okay.
He does these like motivational podcasts and he kind of yells at you a little bit and like tells you you're amazing and stop making excuses. Mm-hmm. And then this year, what I found was these affirmation songs.
Oh.
Because AI is making music now. Or people are using AI to make music.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, a lot of it's really freaking good because I can relate to it, unlike some of these big mega stars that are singing about shit that like.
Music nowadays is so different.
I don't care about that. I don't care about what you're singing about anymore. So let me find the songs that like I do care about. And I found this whole like genre of affirmation type music, and I made a Apple playlist.
Oh, very cool. So you change it up every day?
So I'll just push shuffle on my playlist, and every morning I listen to those songs, and it just totally sets my brain in the right place.
Okay. Nice.
I'll share the playlist with you.
Yeah, do that. And last thing, and I know we are going to end this soon, guys. Sorry.
Not sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Is there, because I listen to a lot of Audible books. Is there a book out there that you like to read, listen to, or could recommend to anybody?
Oh, well, life is really heavy, right? And I'm one of those people who's an extreme empath. So I carry a lot.
Okay.
And I feel things very deeply. So letting go can be difficult for me. So the one book I fall back to help me with that is called The Untethered Soul.
I haven't heard. Who's the author?
Michael Singer is the author.
Okay.
And I've read the book, the actual physical book, twice.
Wow.
And I will probably do the audiobook this year. But I love this book because it really just explains how you can like emotionally, subconsciously, physically let go of certain emotions that like are not serving you.
Or things that you can't control, just learning to let go. Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah. And it's incredible. I highly recommend it to anybody. I even recommended it to my mom.
Yeah. And she read it?
She actually thanked me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And said that it changed her life. I was like,
I got to read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number one daughter right here.
You're so funny. No, that's awesome. Great feedback on, or great, tip. But lastly, where can people find you on social media or your website and or email address?
LaCritiqueLV.com is my website. Instagram and TikTok handles are Britt, BRITT.critiques.Vegas. YouTube is at La Critique LV. Facebook is La Critique Las Vegas. I'm like, what else do I have? LinkedIn is just me. Britt Whalen on LinkedIn. Anybody can find me there.
Awesome. Well, because I keep up with the TikToks, so because that's how I found you, was on TikTok, and then I searched you on LinkedIn, and you were doing the TikToks there too, and I was like, oh, okay, I got to get this girl for our launch event for Heels and Handshakes. So thank you for being nice, because there are a lot of people that I reach out to just randomly who don't know me, especially when I was starting this podcast, and we're like, no, I'm not going to give you time of day, but you were so friendly, and you were like, yeah, absolutely, I'll come and support and speak at your networking group, and even
I love
this podcast.
Speaking.
Yeah, I love it.
I absolutely love speaking on podcasts or in person at events. If I can speak on any kind of hospitality or female motivation or business owner motivation, I mean, it's joy for me, right? And I think it is for you.
Yeah.
And that's one thing where like we totally vibe. We love people.
Yeah,
and that's the thing is like, we have big hearts, and the reason we ever went into hospitality is because we love people.
Yeah, we like to serve people.
That's why you and I vibe so well,
I know,
which I
right?
love.
We love nice people.
Yeah. I tolerate mean people.
You do, yeah, I do tolerate a lot of mean people too, and I'm starting to just put up walls against some, but I love nice people. So, well, thank you so much for taking time out of your weekend for this. I appreciate it, and we got to do this again.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Have a good day, Britt.
You too. Thanks, Donna.
Bye.